Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait till you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try to catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look.
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good, everyone? Appreciate you for stopping through. You know what? We're about to kick it off once again, and talk about this Charlo fight, man. I haven't been showing the Charlos too much love, so I'm gonna do it today. You know what I'm saying? It's Tuesday. They fight. He fight this weekend, and it's a big deal, y'all. It's a big deal, regardless of the dumb shit he was talking. I got to show Charlo some love, man, because he may indeed be in the company of some elite history, when it comes to this boxing game and the 4-belt era. He most definitely, if he pulls this out, he's going to be in elite company. We're going to get on that. Big dog in the building. What's good? Salute everyone that's in the building. Of course, if I have to say it, I'm not going to have all the little flashing items saying smash the like button and all that. I'm just going to tell you, if you're in the building, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. It's shit so simple. Hit the like button, goddammit. Help my videos in the algorithm. Help the old guy out. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all you have to do. It's so simple. You're like it's just a shoulder bump. Like, hit the like. That's all you got to do. It's easy. Everything boxing and sport, man. Salute Keon in the building. Man, y'all be sure to check out my boy Keon, man. He just finished a dang live, spitting that fire, as always. Go sure you subscribe to his channel. Support him and Money Brown and everybody else that was on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Check the brothers out, man. Check the brothers out. Bruce Goes, what's good? Salute at World Combat Sports. Salute to you, my brother. If y'all want to know, I'm feeling much better from the COVID. COVID, had a brother upside down and shit, shaking me out. Goddamn, couldn't do shit, lost weight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy, Thank God I was able to pull through it. I'm still going through a little bit of the residual effects afterwards. But what's good with this Mell Charlo situation? How important is it for Mell Charlo, who's stepping in there with Brian Castano this weekend for the super welterweight crowns across the board, y'all? Do y'all totally understand how important that is in the 4-belt era? Let's talk about the 4-belt era. Let's talk about the Terrence Crawfords. Let's talk about most recently Josh Taylor. Let's talk about B-Hop and Jermaine Taylor. 4-belt eras. Let's talk about the cruiserweight and Oleksandr Usyk. Now, of course, Mell Charlo can fit his name right into that group of legacy right there, boxing legacy. If he goes in here and wins this weekend, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Now, I know some of y'all thinking like, well, what about Zab Judah and Corey Spinks? Well, that wasn't a 4-belt era. It's missing the WBO. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you love talking about the welterweight division in that perspective, but you have to consider that it wasn't a four-belt era. A lot of me is saying that Mell Charlo go ahead and get this undisputed title, right? My concern is on whether Mell Charlo will be recognized for his achievements and his glory. He needs to be recognized for this shit. And we all know from looking at the ring, let's just play with the ring right now. We're going to leave the BWAA because that's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We're going to leave the ESPN. We're going to leave that alone. We're just going to talk about the ring. All right. So, you know, there's been only two black fighters on there for the longest of time, and that's Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. All right. They happen to be in the same division. So if you look at, you know, trying to find out what is the basis and the criteria for which they put a fight on the pound for pound, we don't know. You know, because you don't have to have a belt to be on the pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? You do have to be a professional boxer, but we don't know how and who comes up with the criteria that put boxers on the pound for pound. Now, we just seen Josh Taylor defeat Jose Ramirez, and the ring has him sitting at number 5 in front of Errol Spence. Errol Spence was initially behind Alexander Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk is number 4. Errol Spence was 5. But now Errol Spence is number 6 because Josh Taylor defeated Jose Ramirez. So where's that put Mell Charlo if he get these belts? What criteria does Mell Charlo have? And you know, that's going to put him on the pound for pound list. The belts, all of them, 4-belt era, right? Just like Josh Taylor. Now, what puts him in front of Josh Taylor? Is it his experience? A heavier weight division? Because I wanted to use that excuse too. I say, you know, they always show love to the heavier weight divisions. But then I see Inoue up there, the bantamweight champion. I say, it didn't, you know, excluded Inoue, you know, overseas, multi-division champion, whatever, man. They always have him sitting, you know, up there at number 2 easy. You know what I'm saying? Since Vasyl Lomachenko lost, right? And then I look at everybody else that's on that list. Exclude Vasyl Lomachenko that used to be up top 2 pound for pound. Who else is at a lower weight class? What I mean by lower, I'm talking about in the top 5 that's sitting in the lightweight division. You know what I'm saying? The only person that's right there, the top 5 right now is Josh Taylor. So I'm trying to determine if Mell Charlo has the criteria super welterweight to be placed in front of Josh Taylor on the pound for pound list. It's a big fucking deal for you to think about this shit. It is. He has way more experience. Josh Taylor is what, 18-0? And then you have Mell Charlo sitting about 34-1, I believe. He win these titles. He had a heavier weight class. He definitely should be in front of Josh Taylor. Now, I know people are going to say, well, you know, Josh Taylor deserves. Well, guess what? Guess what? Mell Charlo deserves to be top 5 pound for pound, winning by him going out there and defeating Castano this weekend. He should be in front of Josh Taylor, and he should be in front of Alexander Usyk. The reason why I'm saying he should be in front of Alexander Usyk is the fact that Usyk does not have a single title to his name, period. He has already fought in the heavyweight division a couple of times, and it was okay. Now he's trying to get that fight with Joshua. But when it comes down to active fighters, right? Canelo, does he have any belts? Does Inoue have any belts? Terrence Crawford, does he have a belt? Mell Charlo should sit right there behind Terrence Crawford. The only reason he's behind Terrence Crawford because of the lack of divisions to a point. You know what I'm saying? We have to separate the bullshit when it comes to the top 5, especially the top 4. And we should then push Alexander Usyk down to number 5. Push Josh Taylor to number 6. Errol Spence to 7. Teofimo to number 8, and the list goes on. We need to move Kazuto Ioka off the list in general. So the ones that's carrying up the backside of the top 10, it's always been Juan Estrada. You know what I'm saying? Juan Estrada. But then you look at it like this. Not too long ago, they had Manny Pacquiao on the pound for pound list. So right now on the backside of the pound for pound on the ring is Vasyl Lomachenko. He doesn't even have a fucking belt. So at one point in time when Teofimo Lopez defeated Lomachenko, Teo was sitting at number, 7? Lomachenko at number 8? And then all of a sudden, Lomachenko gets slid down to the bottom 1, you know what I'm saying? The bottom 2 in the pound for pound list, all from fighting Masayoshi Nakatani. So where's the consistency here at the top pound for pound list? Like, where is the freaking consistency? What do they need to be on that list? It doesn't make any sense, because Teofimo Lopez is sitting up there, and I'm saying to myself, well, he hasn't fought since Lomachenko. We're still waiting. We're still waiting for all the glory to come back. So when you have Josh Taylor at number 5th, Errol Spence at 6th, then you're looking at Teofimo Lopez. The only thing that's keeping him on that list is that he has majority of the titles outside of Devin Haney's WBC world title. That's what's keeping Teofimo in that slot right there. So let's look at some things right quick. All right. So Teofimo sitting at number 7 and Juan Estrada at number 8. And we know Juan Estrada has a fight coming up with Roman Gonzalez. It's nobody in this bottom 5 right here, including Errol Spence, that should be in front of Mell Charlo. Nobody. Not Spence, not Teofimo, not Juan Estrada, not Vasyl Lomachenko, nor Kazuto Ioka. None of these cats. None of them. Mell Charlo win this his fight this weekend. He should be sitting right behind Terrence Crawford at number 4, and Alexander Usyk should be moved again back to 5, and Josh Taylor and so on. That's only fair to Mell Charlo. Now, if by chance Mell Charlo wins and they don't consider him for the pound for pound list, it's just boxing politics once again, you know, basically displaying their lack of affirmative action when it comes to them recognizing some more black fighters that should be on the pound for pound list. And right now, when you look at it, Mell Charlo is that guy. He's that guy. In the 4-belt era, he would be number 6 to unify for undisputed. He deserves to be top 5 pound for pound. Top 5 pound for pound, easily. There's a difference between Mell Charlo and saying we should throw Gervonta Davis on there. It's a difference, because this is all the true belts from WBC all the way to WBO. They should damn consider and respect Mell Charlo to put him on this list. There's no question about that. How many active 4-belt holders are on this list? The only one you can think about right now is Josh Taylor, period. Who else is an active 4-belt champion right now as we know it? You tell me. Everything boxing and sports, all fat Scotty, I agree. Hey man, it's one of those big situations in light of what we've experienced in boxing. You know, we see a lot of prejudice going on, discrimination in the sport of boxing. Mell Charlo, he goes in here and get the job done. He should be placed at the top 5 pound for pound easily. He should be inside the top 5 easily. Whether they basically give him his love or not, or give him his flowers, that's yet to be seen. But I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you from my perspective what I see. It's not too many other undisputed fights that's coming up real soon. Like, we don't know what's going on in the lightweight division, but what we do know is that we have a second one outside of Josh Taylor, and that's Mell Charlo fighting Brian Castano. This is real. It's authentic, and it's going down for boxing legacy. My only concern is it going to be even more fucked up for boxing if they don't even automatically place Mell Charlo up there on the top pound for pound list, and being that he's a black fighter that hasn't even came close to this. He hasn't even came close to being on the pound for pound list. Him or his brother. But right now he has a legitimate claim to be placed in the top 5 by winning these titles. A legitimate claim. No franchise title in play. None. Straight clean cut, straight to the damn top of the pound for pound list. You can't complain. This is not a Teofimo Lopez controversy. This is absolutely from the WBC to the WBO. Right or wrong. I want to ask y'all this. When it comes to the criteria of top pound for pound, right? Do you even have criteria, being that the list is so discombobulated when assessing who should be in the slot that they are in? You know what I'm saying? It's been many moons for Canelo to even come close to being moved out of the top pound for pound. Like, there's no way that a conversation arises and people say, well, I got Terrence Crawford top pound for pound. I got Canelo Alvarez. It's really been a very minimal debate on moving Canelo out of that top pound for pound. It will happen in conversation, but it's difficult to tell Ring to move him out, just like ESPN on how they switch that shit on and off, right? But what is the criteria? Does Mell Charlo meet the criteria for reigning world champion? That cannot be the case, because that's not a part of the criteria. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't have Alexander Usyk up there in the top 5 and he doesn't have a belt. Regardless if he unified cruiserweight or not, he has nothing right now. What about Mell Charlo? Mell Charlo, he earned his belt back December 2019 from Tony Harrison. And then he fought Jason Rosario for the unified titles. And, you know, now he steps in there to do what? Defend his titles and also challenge for Brian Carlos Castano WBO title. And the same for Castano. He's challenging for the unified titles. So when it comes to the criteria aspect of it, what is the criteria that we're looking for to put somebody on the pound for pound list? It cannot be title reigns. You know what I'm saying? And truly, when you look at it, it can't be you must have a world championship. That can't be it. Do we go off experience? That doesn't matter. Look at Josh Taylor. He only has 18 victories. Look at Teofimo Lopez. He only has 16 victories, right? What is the criteria for the pound for pound list? It gets a little shaky, don't it? They say they don't want to fuck with the heavyweight division because it's the heaviest division in boxing. But yet, when it comes down to these other divisions, it's really no consistency on why you're placing them on the pound for pound list. Because Brian Castano, he just defeated Patrick Teixeira not too long ago. So it's not like he had a long title reign anyway. The same thing can go for Mell Charlo. He hasn't had a long title reign. So let's just exclude that shit. What is the criteria that you look for to put a fighter on the pound for pound list outside of their naming popularity? I'm puzzled. What is consistent criteria? Just 1, 2 things that's across the board on this pound for pound list to say, yeah, so-and-so should definitely be on there. It's just undeniable right now not to put Mell Charlo on there if he's indeed successful and defeats Castano. Why? Because in the boxing world of the limited morals and principles, right? They have Josh Taylor on there who will be in the same category as Mell Charlo. He's in the same category of the 4-belt era. So what would be the reason for Mell Charlo not matching up to be considered pound for pound best, just like Josh Taylor did? And Mell Charlo is going in there with more belts than Taylor did when he fought Jose Ramirez. The only belt long lasting is the WBO title. It's not age. It's not who you signed to. What is the criteria for the pound for pound list? And if there is any, how high would you put Mell Charlo on this pound for pound list? Should we consider, speaking about prejudice and discrimination, if no talk of Mell Charlo is even, mentioned on these mainstream media outlets on being top 5 pound for pound? What should we consider that? Just boxing, rearing his racist face again? You know what I'm saying? Being prejudiced and discriminating against certain fighters? Mell Charlo and Terrence Crawford may feel the affirmative action quota for the pound for pound list when it comes to the ring. I don't know. But we're going to find out this weekend. We're going to find out Monday or Tuesday. It don't take them that long to adjust that list. I'm serious. It doesn't take him that long. If he goes behind Lomachenko, it's bullshit all day. If he goes behind Teofimo Lopez, it's absolutely total bullshit. If he goes behind Errol Spence, it's bullshit, y'all. Call it for what it is. It's absolute total bullshit. And once again, don't take boxing serious. He shouldn't be behind Josh Taylor either. I'm dropping the link in the chat, man. For anybody who want to talk, talk up some of these boxing topics. But hey, let me move on from that. I want to ask y'all about Tyson Fury and Jarrell Big Baby Miller, right? As you all know, the shit that is supposed to pop off. Let me back up a little bit. You remember when Eddie Hearns was coming here to New York and he had this whole big facade set up to my who knows Deontay Wilder, and he's supposed to sign a contract and all that bullshit that's supposed to take place in NYC. And Anthony Joshua was going to make his debut in the U.S. to fight Jarrell Miller. Ultimately, Jarrell Miller fucked up again. All right. He is a repeat offender and he's guilty. But let's not talk about the obvious, because when it comes to Jarrell Miller and Tyson Fury, they're both guilty of using pads and drugs and shit. They're both guilty. More so Tyson Fury, because he was suspended and let go from the sport, punished, and then he came back and he cheated again. And now he's running because he's afraid of going in there and trying to fight a fair fight without the circumstances being the same. The circumstances will be a lot different because eyes are going to be on Tyson Fury. So they're going to be a whole lot different. But what's the difference between Jarrell Miller being vilified when it came to the sport of boxing, people just keeping them on there, suspending him? I guess they looked at Jarrell Miller and they say, how dare you pop that many times, that close together? How dare you, Jarrell? But when it comes to Tyson Fury, the shit he's getting away with, it doesn't even seem real. It doesn't even seem real why they would just overlook this dude. And he's an official certified cheat. He's a disgrace to the sport of boxing. And they're just letting this guy pop up and say, oh, well, somebody on his team pop positive. Pop for COVID. He popped for COVID. No matter how you look at it, he was close to those team members that popped dirty, right? Where's the quarantine? Where is the isolation? Where's the respect for those who pass from COVID, right? But then turn around Tyson Fury catches a flight, violate all the air traffic and all the codes and rules that's in place by the government when it comes to traveling with COVID, right? And then he turns around and he said, I'm gonna go out for a night of entertainment, and he hangs out at the UFC 264. Nobody's saying anything. This is after the fucking news broke that he had COVID. He was able to go into a facility with a name like Tyson Fury. He was able to get into the facility and watch the fight and take pictures and do what the hell he want to do. If that's not blatant in your face saying, you know, mind your fucking business, let us handle this shit on the outside, and then you do what you do. When we want to hear you, we'll ask for you. You know what I'm saying? If we want you to talk, we'll call for you. Until then, we don't want to hear shit. Now, I can't sit up here and advocate innocence for Jarrell Miller. I can't do that. But we can totally understand when it comes to this boxing shit, the favoritism is astronomically heavy on the side of Tyson Fury. The man didn't respect the sport enough to go in here and fight fair. He tried to send the man to the wheelchair. You know, Pritchard Colon is in surgery as we know it. He has residual effects from his fight. However you call the fight, he still has residual effects. Jerry McLean is well documented. He didn't care. He still wanted to go up there and cheat and try to take a man's livelihood away for him to step back in the square and feed his family. Tyson Fury is a you know, I'm not trying to sit up here and just name call and shit, but he's the lowest life form that you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, when it comes to being a devilish individual, you know, many might compare him to the Luciferian side of things in life, because for him to do as much evil as he does and have the influence over these people, I don't know what the fuck people are looking at. Do they not see the horns? Or you love the horns? You just want to get close to the horns. Do you like the heat that's coming from Tyson Fury? Dude is a nefarious individual, y'all. There's no way Jarrell Miller should be outcasted, ostracized, and Tyson Fury is able to frolic his way around boxing in the sport easily. No repercussions. Oh, we don't want to talk about that right now. We don't want to talk about that. You know, he wants to be a clown to cascade the truth. He wants to just blanket over the truth that he's a lying, cheating, nefarious type of individual. He just want to blanket that over, and people giving him the pass too. When is he going to apologize to us? This nigga absolutely fucked up 2021, a year of boxing where we were supposed to just, you know, be preparing to see these two go in there and leave it all in the ring. Deontay Wilder says it's all about retribution. Off with his head. Tyson Fury, all the evidence is out there. The countless amount of evidence, the countless amount of lives has been talked about. And this dude ducks Wilder, runs away and say, oh, it's all about COVID. Being that we actually had people who passed, so it's a serious deal. But following up Teofimo's lead, Tyson Fury say, that light bulb popped in his head when they was in there talking. Listen, you know how easy it was for him to do that? That's what we're going to do. We're going to say I popped for COVID. So we're going to delay the fight further down the road for whatever reasons. Probably, you know, Tyson Fury wasn't ready to step in there. You know, he was joking around, but he saw them videos of Deontay Wilder training. He's like, damn, this nigga, he in shape. Shit. Hey, Dad, come here. Look at these videos, Dad. Is it a good idea, Dad? I'm feeling a little tingly inside for the wrong reasons. I'm not feeling good. I think I'm coming with COVID. Just when I thought I was all happy that boxing was pulling out of the pandemic. It was gassing out of the pandemic and shit. Motherfucker throwing that shit in third, shifting up fourth. You know what I'm saying? Just when I thought boxing was gathering traction and I was starting to feel good, cracking the windows and shit, sticking my head out. Yeah, boxing's back. Bullshit like this happened. Just deflate all the happiness, the jovial type sense of the air that I was breathing in. All that shit just went down. I'm looking at all the brothers that was going to be on deck. I was like, damn, this is going to be a heavy presence. This is going to be what we need to support the champ. It's going to be a heavy presence. And that shit all went down in a matter of minutes, y'all. Not hours, minutes. Tyson Fury has said to have COVID, or a team member has had COVID. And then people's like, oh, fight may be delayed. Fight may be delayed. It ain't no may. It is. The fight is delayed, shawty. It's done. It's over. Now they talking about going down, pushing the fight to October. So, of course, the mouth of the motherfucking scoundrels of all scoundrels, Eddie Hearns gets on here, and all he wants to do is talk about ticket sales. If they were saying Deontay Wilder is going to do 1 million PPV, Wilder Fury is going to do 1 million PPV buys, but the numbers was coming out. Now, we had like 15 days left or something like that for the fight. He's up here saying that the tickets wasn't selling, and they probably will only sell 300,000, 300K PPV. Come on, you know how blind people will have to be? They will have to put travel restrictions out of nowhere for that shit to happen. They want to talk about no ticket sales, low ticket sales. You can put that shit on Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, but not this heavyweight fight. And you cannot blame that shit on Wilder, period. You can't say, oh, it wasn't selling because Wilder, do the people really want to see a trilogy? All of a sudden, a trilogy is fucking bad. Mitch in the building, what's good with you, my brother? Brother Boxing Talk, what's good? Salute World Combat Sports, salute to you, man. He is, man. He's a scoundrel of all scoundrels, man. He wear those horns well. But is there a difference between him and Jarrell Miller? It's not. Both of them are drug cheats. Both of them disgrace the sport. I believe Jarrell Miller, in a sense, will stand to lose way more money than Tyson Fury, because right now they're pushing Tyson Fury to the top. They said, we want to take him to the promised land. We want to take him all the way to that undisputed promised land. So he has people supporting him. He has people when he pulls up and he's running low on fuel. He already have country air service there. Don't worry about it, Fury. We got you. We're giving you the best. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about travel restrictions. Don't worry about the COVID restrictions. Don't worry about anything. We can bypass all of that. Because it's this weird sense of cult type, give and go effect that's going on here, like Illuminati shit. It is, man. I'm serious. When it comes to Tyson Fury and all the bullshit he's getting away with, it's almost like he's a part of that society out there. He's a part of the overlook. We got you. Don't worry about anything. And we're going to talk to whoever we need to, so they'll just keep their mouth shut. Doesn't it give you that Illuminati effect? Doesn't it give you that culture, that cult environment? Why Wilder, though? If the man ain't shit, why are you trying so hard not to allow him to step back in the ring to prove otherwise? because they know the shit is going to be detrimental to Tyson Fury. So they say, you know what? We don't want him in the ropes. We're going to do anything and everything. So let's think about from right here today all the way to October. You're going to have to exhale on that motherfucker because that shit too might be pushed back. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest fights in boxing history, but yet they just allowed a certified drug cheat just to move as he feels. Just move as he feels, man. He can do what the fuck he want to do, knowing damn well in this society where racism is still full blown and new branches are being grown every day. You know damn well if it was Wilder with any type of any part of those accusations to be proven guilty, he will hold that culpability until the end of his career in retirement. When it comes for him to be nominated for the Hall of Fame, they will still be considering him cheating. Still. They be like, this guy, he was a champion, but let's talk about all his devious deeds that he was associated with. He was there, this for that. He got suspended for Pez, this, that, and then come back. He was in controversy again for cheating, and then he bowed out and said he had COVID. This shit don't make y'all smile, man. Seriously, you know the type of smile you get when you like, damn, these motherfuckers are blatant with it. There's no integrity in this sport of boxing. They just want to continue to give you a show. They want to force you to sit back, just like I'm doing right now, and talk about the sport of boxing, because really, YouTube is not going to have any sort of effect on changing the lack of integrity in boxing. It's not going to ever change the sport. So, but it is going to give us content to talk about. I'm not going to lie. It's plenty of times where I can come in here and talk about different topics of boxing, right? And then I overthink the shit. I just overthink it. I say, why should I talk about this subject with hope after what I've experienced once again with boxing? You think certain fighters are going to fight the best that's supposed to be in the ranking systems of their division, and then that shit just goes away. All of a sudden, another name come up. You know what I'm saying? Another name just come up. They're trying to come up with all these other scenarios. If Tyson Fury is freaking put in recess, then it elevates Dillian White, and then Deontay Wilder will have to fight Dillian White. This has been the whole plan all along to get Dillian White into the picture with Deontay Wilder. It's been the plan all along. Because they felt that Dillian White may have just a little bit of the equalizer to go in there and defeat Deontay Wilder. That's what Eddie Hearns was hoping. Dillian White. He put Dillian White as the puppet, and he goddamn pulled those strings whenever he didn't really, say, Dillian White, I'm gonna promise you a shot at Joshua. He was just basically say, Dillian White, go fight Deontay. Call Deontay out. Call him all the names in the book. So now a big part of the master plan for phase 3 fell apart with Deontay winning the arbitration. Now it gets to a point where how can we further prevent this to a point where it does not affect Tyson Fury? To the point where legally Deontay Wilder can't do anything to Tyson Fury. So if by chance he's put in recess, right? And somehow, some way, Dillian White becomes world champion by email. Would I like to see Wilder fight Dillian White? Of course. Of course, man. Of course. All day, every day. I would love to see Wilder go over there and do the same shit Alexander Povetkin did. I would love watching the replays of when he slept Romain Stavern on the bottom rope. And then flip over here and see Dillian White sleep on the bottom rope. Absolutely. Great comedy. I'm not gonna lie. Of course I would like to see Wilder go in there and get this shit over with. So I don't have to hear about Dillian White no more. You go full speed Dillian White over there and leave it all on the line. If you get chinned, you get chinned. Isn't that what you said? People let Deontay Wilder intimidate them. So therefore, for me, I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to leave it all out there. And if I get chinned, I get chinned. You're going to get chinned, nigga. You're going to get chinned. Just like you can achieve 2 knockdowns and lose focus and get knocked the fuck out. Hey, it's bound to happen to you again. So if that's part of the phase 3 plan of this trilogy, to basically somehow, some way, Tyson Fury is placed in recess, and then they elevate, and then delegate the next. I'm sounding like Jesse Jackson. They elevate, and they're delegating the next opponent to face Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? I mean, god damn, shawty. This shit is disturbing. Big Baby Miller, aka Big Pharma, blew the best opportunity ever, syringing his ass and food out of his mouth. Man, I cannot debate that, dog. Jarrell Miller, the ounce of respect that I have for Jarrell Miller is when I walked up to Jarrell at the fight in Newark at Shakur Stevenson fight. He didn't give excuses, man. Jarrell Miller didn't give excuses. He didn't have to tell me shit, dog. He did not make an excuse. He said, man, hey, I ain't perfect. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here juicing. The same shit Tyson Fury said, the same shit Deontay Wilder said on his video, the same shit plenty other fighters have said about the sport of boxing. It's full of drug cheats. Why is it any different for Jarrell Miller and him being ostracized? He went there and said it, man. I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. I fucked up. He said it on camera. I fucked up. No disrespect to Andy Ruiz because he's a solid fighter, but any top 15 heavyweight could beat AJ on that night at Madison Square Garden. Well, you're trying to start some shit there, Mitch. He said any top 15. Now, you know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. You know that, right? You know that's a lie. The top 15 has tried. Let's go to the one who loves using coward, Dillian White. Dillian White was able to step in there. It wasn't a title shot, but he was able to step in there. What happened to Dillian White when he stepped in there with Anthony Joshua? Closed out. What happened to Dominic Brazil? Closed out. We can't throw Luis Ortiz in there because they was ducking him. They didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. Alexander Povetkin, he had his opportunity. What happened to Alexander Povetkin? Out. So that's why I can't. That's why I can't agree, because on that night, I'm not gonna make any excuses for Joshua. I always consider Joshua to be extremely overrated, robotic, and he's one of those champions who has a damn good babysitter. He has Eddie Hearns. He has a damn good babysitter, y'all. The way he was able to scoop those titles up, going out there to the old folks home. We're looking for an opponent. Is that Vladimir? Come here. Give me a hug, mate. We're looking for an opponent for Wembley. We didn't know you was out here. I didn't even know they had built this hospice care on top of the mountain like this, but wow. How's your brother? How's the family? Good? So let's pitch this. You want to make some millions, right? We're looking for a fight for Anthony Joshua for the WBA, the vacant. And what better dance partner than you there, Vladimir? Are you going to accept? You will. Oh, come here, mate. Let me give you a big wet kiss. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. They went to the high mountains to look for Vladimir, who had his feet kicked up, goddamn sipping on a smoothie. I don't miss boxing at all. My body aches every day. Somebody give me a remote to the TV so I can turn the channel. Man, he wasn't thinking about going back into the ring. Overrated ass Joshua, bro. This is my top 10 pound for pound. Brother Boxing say Canelo. Okay. Number 2, Crawford. 3. My COVID symptoms, the mucus is causing my breathing to be impaired. He said Taylor, number 3. 4, Spence. 5, Inoue. 6, Charlo. 7, Lopez. 8, Davis. 9, I'm assuming that's Pac-Man. And 10, Beterbiev. That is a very interesting pound for pound list. And you know, I respect it, appreciate putting it in the live chat. But damn. Are you on your first or second COVID shot? Because that looked like the symptoms as if you took your first COVID shot. You know, like the side effects and everything, like it's fatiguing you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're not really feeling as upbeat as you should. That pound for pound list is just like crazy, dog. I'm talking about heating up some Hennessy on the stove to a nice temperature and you haven't eaten in 2 days and you just take it to the head. Like your stomach's all fucked up. How can you have Taylor at 3? How can you have him in front of Inoue? Charlo hasn't even completed. He hasn't even completed the championship charter yet. That's pending. And then if you're looking at it, what is your criteria basis to have Charlo in front of Gervonta Davis, who's a legitimate 3-division champion? We all know how many division champions that Charlo is. But outside of his unification, what has he done in the sport? Tonight will solidify him as far as being in a class of his own right now, especially in the super welterweight division. That what elevates him to be placed on the pound for pound list. But you can't place him on the pound for pound list, but yet you elevate Taylor as if he's done in something extremely spectacular. Like Terrence Crawford got there before Taylor. So they're co-opting, you know, that boxing legacy. They're co-opting the 140-pound division. Who's co-opting Charlo at a super welterweight division? That raises him up. Yes or no? And then why would you put Manny Pacquiao on the pound for pound list? Why would you do that? Now, Manny Pacquiao, man, he was placed in recess, and then he thought he was going to come back and get elevated and all that. Even 8 divisions, they said, no, fuck that. You're going to fight Spence for his titles. Your run is over, Pac. How can you be sitting at number 9? But I appreciate you putting that in there. I appreciate you putting that info in there. Real talk. I may make light of it, but dude, that list is something that's incredibly interesting. Real talk. That list you put up there is incredibly interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I like some names on there. It seems like you put the brothers up there. You know, you got Crawford, Spence. You put Charlo up there. You put Gervonta Davis up there. You know what I'm saying? You mix that shit in. I appreciate it. Facts Wilder destroyed White in 1 minute. I give him either 60 seconds or less, because we already know Dillian White is not the smartest. So him walking in there with the heaviest hitter in boxing, it's going to come down to not if, but when he's stretched out in front of the lights. And I'm just going to stay around for the post interview, because it's Dillian White. Dillian, outside of what you experienced with Alexander Povetkin, why did you want to take yourself back in reflection to jeopardize another opportunity with one of the hardest hitters in boxing, Deontay Wilder? Why would you rush in the way you did, only to get knocked out in 15 seconds? Explain to the people there, Dillian White, why are you that stupid? Why, Dillian? I'll be back there. Good job, Dillian. Good job. That's how I always pictured you there, Dillian, stepping in there with Deontay Wilder. Stretched out, sunbathing in front of the lights with your mouth crooked. Just why we have you here, Dillian? Just give us explanation. Why would you go in there and recklessly put yourself in a situation to get knocked the fuck out again? Now your record is somewhat reminding us of Jorge Linares. Like most of Linares' losses was via knockout there, Dillian, wouldn't you say? But for you, it's the same way, Dillian. Your losses are adding up to freaking knockouts. You didn't feel deep down inside it wasn't a good idea to go out here coming off the Alexander Povetkin embarrassment to go in here and prove a point with Wilder, who was sitting at 41. Dillian, listen to me, 41 knockouts, Dillian. You're just so stupid. Matter of fact, somebody get this guy out the country. I don't give a fuck where you take him. Get Dillian out the country. Pat that like button like a bitch does her weave. Pat that motherfucker, bitch. They just got out there, beautician. You know what I'm saying? That shit tight. That shit tight there, bitch. Pat that motherfucker. Look, they want to, hey, bitch, I'm not making light of domestic situation, right? But God damn it, they beat themselves up, man. I'm telling you, they come out that mother hair tight underneath. They be beating themselves up. Pop, 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 pop. You over there looking at them like, damn, baby, it's gonna be okay. You try to reach over there and show some love. What happened? Don't touch me. I ain't feeling good. But that's what you wanted. 4 hours ago, you wanted this shit that's on your head that you gotta damn pat that shit. I'm telling you, man, that shit's hilarious, dog. And it's not the fact that it itches, it's just tight. Jay, y'all smash the like. WBC would not appoint D-Bag White world champ. Suleiman said he's not mandatory. I know he's the interim, and all most likely they'll let him fight for a vacancy. Listen, it's just a fact, and you're right. They did say that, but when it comes to what he isn't and what they can make him or allow to happen, we've seen this shit all the time, especially with Mauricio. We've seen Mauricio change his tune and change his word and language all day long, and nobody's gonna tell him nothing. What did he tell Fight Hype? He said, listen, if you want to tell the story, turn the camera around and tell the story. If you're going to ask me questions, allow me to answer. Mauricio Suleiman don't give a fuck, dog. I'm sitting up here and you're trying to tell the story. If you're trying to turn the camera around to face you and tell the story. So they're going to allow Dillian White to fight for a vacant title. It's still fucked up because, for one, it's Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? It's Dillian White, point blank, period. I don't know how many years he's been kicked around the heavyweight scene when it comes to this WBC damn interim WBC, whatever WBC title they want to give Dillian White. Still, it didn't matter for him to punch the ticket for that title shot. The only thing he can do is clamor in the media and whine and cry and bitch and moan about, what Deontay Wilder isn't. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does. So if he want to fight for the vacant, I'll watch it. Absolutely, I'll watch it. If Wilder can step in there other than coward ass Fury and face Dillian White, yes, I'll pay for it if it's PPV. Because I'm just gonna love seeing Dillian White in the post-fight conference answer a question with his mouth all lopsided. When he turned his lips and be all talking. Listen, man. Shout out to BFTV. It was the Dillian White P files, man. That shit is just savage, dog. I don't know how many times I hit replay on that shit. That shit is just fucking savage. It was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. The time and effort put in there. Oh my God. And I was sober. I said, shit, fuck it. Let me pour some Hennessy and goddamn watch this shit with 3 or 4 or 5 shots. Because if I feel this way sober watching that shit, let me just hit the damn Hennessy and see what I'm feeling like I'm at happy hour. If y'all haven't seen that shit, man, go check it out. That shit is, oh my God, it's on a whole nother level of insanity, dog. Real talk. Oh my God. Soon as you see Canelo at number 1, you know it's a bullshit. Hey, man, they scared that J.A. Shout out to J.A. in the building, man. They scared. You know what I'm saying? They scared to move Canelo off that number 1 slot. They scared. They don't see what he's got going on. All of a sudden, Caleb Plant fight isn't so easy. You moving around this motherfucker, you think, oh, I'm going to go scoop up that IBF title because I'm Canelo Alvarez. Nah, it ain't looking too pretty. Now you want to say, you know what, I'll fight Charlo, I fight Spence, and I'll fight Benavidez. Let's see it. Why not Andrade, whatever you want to call his name? You know what I'm saying? Why not him? If you're going to fight all these cats now, let's see it. Stop bullshitting around. The first person I want to see Canelo fight is David Benavidez. Why? Because you scooped up his title when he didn't have his title, when it was stripped from him, right? And you felt the opportune avenue to go in there and fight for a 2-for-1. All the time Benavidez had a title, you weren't calling that nigga out. You weren't saying, I want to fight David Benavidez next. That's the first person. I don't want to see him fight Charlo first. I don't want to see him fight Errol Spence. I want to see him fight David Benavidez. And then in that order, second or third, whoever comes up, whether Errol Spence or Charlo. My thing is, who have Inoue beat? Why he always in there? Because look, how many fighters do you see on the pound for pound list that's Japanese? Are we talking about the Superfly that's at the bottom? Kazuto Ioka? Because he just got on there. So let's remove Ioka and let's look at another Japanese fighter that was on there. Who? So quota-wise, him being a multi-division champion, they love Inoue because he has that name Monster. You know what I'm saying? That's Monster right there. They want to fill the quota. They want to put that Japanese fighter in there, man. Who else on that pound for pound list? Who else is Japanese fighter? Who when it comes to boxing? Josh Taylor's undisputed. Spence is not. But I think Spence is a better fighter. So I get where you're coming from, that Josh Taylor is undisputed, Spence is not. I get it, but that's not, the reason why I said that you had him as high on your list. Like, you had him number 3. You had Josh Taylor right behind Terrence Crawford, though. Because I'm looking at how easy. Why is it that easy for you to put him at number 3 off one fight? Because no one was really talking about Josh Taylor, No one was talking about Jose Ramirez, and they both had 2 titles apiece. So how can that just catapult him all the way up there to top 3, though? That's all I'm saying, man. I think Davis can move in the top 5 pound for pound. I totally agree. But once again, we're talking about 30, 35, 40. We're talking about multi-division champion. His accolades will far exceed, and that's another thing. How will just because he's undisputed, does that automatically accumulate to more medals on his chest than Gervonta Davis? Just because he's undisputed in a 4-belt era at junior welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that as more badges than Gervonta Davis in placing Josh Taylor in front of him on the pound for pound list. I haven't seen Gervonta Davis' name even come close to being on the pound for pound list. Have you? I haven't seen it. What? How are they going to dog the man out for fighting for a WBA regular title here, WBA regular title at 35? How can you hold him in detention and not recognize what he's doing? He's going up there, he's putting on a show. Why isn't he on the list as quick as Josh Taylor? They don't care, dog. I think not giving AJ any excuses at all. The moment got to him. He was fucked up. Nigga asked, what shot was it? Man, AJ, man, I never really, how many groups I've been kicked out of talking about AJ? I wasn't even talking about him in a personal way. I was just saying he was overrated in my opinion. I always felt that Deontay Wilder would go in there and crush AJ. AJ really didn't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? With Wilder. He ducked him as much as he possibly could. You know what I'm saying? Period. Davis right behind Spence. They 1 and 2. Devin Haney got to be in there. Hold up. Let me take a break. J8 said Devin Haney. Man. So Jay, don't make me start believing that you're the character that's missing on my shirt. Don't make me believe that you're the missing character on my shirt, man. You know what I'm saying? For you to say that Devin Haney got to be in there. Not now. Not right now. I know that's your boy. I know that's your boy, but no. Don't make me try today, send letters up to YouTube to see can I get my subscribers drug tested randomly. You know what I'm saying? Randomly. Stop it. Boxing is already in shambles right now, Jay. And you get on the live chat talking about Devin Haney should be in the top pound for pound. Stop it. Not yet, though. Dillian Doo-Doo White not beating any top heavyweights. I want him to step in there with Wilder. Wilder can't get this coward-ass Fury fight. Mr. Fuckery himself. Then put him in there with Dillian. Believe me, you don't know how much it'll make me feel to have a backup plan. And that backup damn carcass, to see a man embalm him in front of millions with the right hand, just embalm Dillian White. Have the preacher already there in his suit ringside. Tonight, we have witnessed another massacre by Team Bomb Squad. We don't know why Dillian White accepted this fight, but he did. There he lays. There he lays. Any final words for him before we put him under? We good? All right, cool. Done. I want to see the alternative. If Dillian White is the alternative, why not? Embalm this dude. Put the right hand up there and bomb that nigga in front of everybody. I want to hear Eddie Hearns on the ring. Dillian, Dane, come over here and see about your mate. Come on, Dane. He's not moving, Dane. Come see about your mate, Dane. Your partner. You have the same last name, right? Come on, you're taking your time. You must have a large life insurance there, Dane. You don't seem to care anymore. Yeah, I want to see Dean run his big ass over there and place his hand behind Dillian White's head. Dillian! All that damn weird shit they got going on over there. Dean and Dillian. That must be what the PBC offer was. They told Canelo he got to take Benavidez or Charlo. Man, I want to see him, David Benavidez. Dillian White always cried about his man crush Wilder. I don't know about a man crush, but he did have some infatuation with Wilder. And I think Dean was pretty much jealous of that whole scenario. You feel me? Pac-Man win over Thurman is far better than Canelo's last win versus Blowjob and Callum Smith and I Quit Yildirim. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that's the first time I heard I Quit Yildirim. I heard the other one with Saunders and all that. But I Quit Yildirim, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that, Mitch. Pacquiao win over Thurman was better than what I watched with Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Sanders, Callum Smith, and I Quit Yildirim. Absolutely. Because at least they gave you the clash aspect of it. They gave that boxing intrigue. You know what I'm saying? You got the older guy, Manny Pacquiao, the legend, and you got Keith Thurman, the former unified champion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Jamel number 3 on Champ Size pound for pound list. Jamel's number 3. I mean, he's number 3 now, or he's number 3 in prediction? He's number 3 now, or he's number 3 in prediction? Because this is how you got to look at that. I disagree with him being number 3 right now because he doesn't have all the belts. If that is the case, then you have to take a look at Teofimo Lopez. Just because he doesn't have the WBC belt doesn't mean he didn't go in there and defeat Vasil Lomachenko, who was top 2 pound for pound. You got to consider that. Who out of those guys that Mell Charlo defeated was on the pound for pound list as Vasyl Lomachenko. So, I mean, shout out to the baddest brand in the land, champ side, much respect to him. I disagree with Jamel being number 3 right now. You know what I'm saying? No one convinced me otherwise when it comes to the belts he has and who he defeated to get those belts. Jason Rosario, are we going to look at Jason Rosario as him and what he's been able to accomplish when he got the belts? I mean, what Teofimo was able to do with freaking Masayoshi Nakatani, Richard Comey, and then defeat Vasyl Lomachenko, who basically won all the belts besides the IBF. He had all the belts, and he was top pound for pound and a multi-division champion. So that weight alone, regardless of the franchise, Teofimo did it better than Mell Charlo. It doesn't matter. Devin Haney's belt is the only one that's out there. Look at all the belts he has from the ring, all that shit, all that shit. The franchise just doesn't dilute Teofimo and put him beneath Mell Charlo. No, it doesn't, man. Because let's be honest, Brian Castano just won that WBO title. He ain't great in nobody's eyes. He's just a participant that's at the end of the road when it comes to these belts to face Mell Charlo. He has the WBO title. So, of course, Mell Charlo gets the shot. Vasyl Lomachenko had already fought for the vacant WBC belt and beat Luke Campbell. So, when it comes down to who had all the belts, Lomachenko did. Teofimo just had that IBF title. That's it. He went in there and beat the man. But I respect Champ Side shit, man. I tuned into his channel. Real talk. Man, Devin is the best out of them fighters from 130 to 40. Stop it, man. Stop it. He has to prove that. He has to prove that. He does. And I really hope he's able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I give him his props for the clinic he put on Jorge Linares. And also, I was looking forward to him fighting Javier Fortuna, but it never happened. Now he's fighting Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz is too slow for Devin Haney. But is he a quality opponent? I can't renege on my word. I like Jojo Diaz. I like the fight because Jojo Diaz and Javier Fortuna is somewhat similar stylistically. So if I wanted to see Devin Haney fight Javier Fortuna before, well, guess what? I don't have a problem with him fighting Jojo Diaz, who just beat Javier Fortuna. Now, Tio and Loma. What's going on, King Tio? Premature to out Haney on the pound for pound list right now. Not off a decision over Linares. Haney needs someone to fight him. Yeah. I look at it like this, Mitch. Linares had all that energy at the end of the bell to act like he was the matador, right? So I'm saying, okay, if you are that, when you came back out in the next round, you should have took it to Devin and you didn't do shit. You didn't do shit. If he wanted to hold, you allowed him to hold. So I agree with you. He need to have somebody in there that's a top name and that can be a good dance partner. Ryan Garcia, we can't give him any excuses. He's the biggest ducker in boxing right now. Ryan Garcia, absolutely hands down, the biggest capper and the biggest ducker in boxing. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney. Clear, concise duck. It's no more excuses, man. Be a free agent. So who want that smoke? True. Jay, I want to see Haney versus Lomo for the belt. Haney got via email. Well, we all know is where the belt came from. But one thing I will say, I would have liked to seen Teofimo and Devin Haney to clean up all this justification on who's the man at lightweight. There's a one way we can do it. Sign the damn contract after George Kambosos. And then we all know what happened. All of a sudden, Bob Arum come out the blue and say, you know what, we're going to run a rematch. We're going to run it back between Tio and Lomachenko. I need to get some of my money. I need to recoup my money. He need to recoup his money. Fuck the fight that everybody was talking about, Teofimo and Devin Haney, which I'm feeling some type of way because I really want to see that fight now. I do. I want to see that fight. Nothing changed seeing Devin get caught by Jorge Linares. Why? Because he basically put on a clinic for 10 rounds. I'm just going to call it for what it is. He get touched up one time and people go crazy and say, oh, shit. As much as I've been critical of Devin Haney, I got to show him love and give him his props on that fight because he put up there, he was touching up Jorge Linares. His defense was goddamn on a brand new Rolex. That shit was on time. He would land his shots, boom, gone, out. Linares didn't do enough, man. King Tio, man, Loma ducked the first time. He didn't duck nobody. Lomachenko didn't duck Devin Haney. It was nothing in writing. You know, it's no contractual agreement that was out there. Yeah, he was a WBC titleist once he won, but Mauricio Suleiman shut that shit down and said that Lomachenko said he's not fighting for the rest of the year. So if he said that and then Devin Haney agreed the fight Zaur Abdullayev, what more do you want? Wilder sends White to the upper room again. He's been up there already. He has full-blown platinum membership. They give him food vouchers when he goes to the upper room again. Dylan, you're back. Here goes some vouchers. Go straight to the bar. Have a merry old time. Jay Haney can box. But can he do it with on the highest level? That is a big question. That is the biggest question. Dillian White take that payday for Wilder. He's going to Jamaica with Dean. True. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he's Jamaican anyway, right? Jay, they already been over there. Jay, Tio already gave them the blueprint to beat Loma. Cut the ring off and go to Loma's body. Loma folds. Well, we want to see if that blueprint can be implemented. Can Teofimo go in there twice, and defeat Lomachenko, who they still have on the pound for pound list? Can he do it? That's a big can, man. I'm telling you, Teofimo, he had his high right when he beat Lomachenko. And all the back and forth, and then slowly but surely, the energy just started just to dwindle. And then he allowed whoever was a part of that Triller. He should have held, dug in, maintained his fighting hold, and motherfucking went to war. He should have maintained his position on that June 5th. He should have. He never should have aborted mission, retreated, to come back June 19th and retreat again. Never. You was dug in, stay dug in, and fought Cambosis, and we wouldn't be talking about the bullshit. Tio ain't finished the job. He should have stopped Loma. Now I think he did what he could do. He was dancing with him real nice up in there, landing the shots. You know, he had Lomachenko shook the first half of the fight and trying to come up with an offensive strategy to work. He seemed like his shit wasn't working like he thought. You know, in your mind, you know, he was feeling that he was going to land these combinations and be able to, you know, dance around Teofimo Lopez like he did Masayoshi Nakatani. It did not work. Teofimo Lopez, the best young fighter in the world. Loma just made Tio Nakatani win look funny in the light, though. Now I look at it like this. Who has Nakatani? I mean, Nakatani after Teofimo Lopez, first of all, he had a head injury. So he was out over a year. with a head injury, and you heard the rumor that was going around that he may never box again. Then he came back and fought Felix Verdejo. He was down twice. He took punishment. So when Lomachenko got a hold of Nakatani, I think he was damaged. He was damaged. We know Lomachenko is not a power puncher. That's just like saying, well, Sean Porter coming here, he's going to knock somebody out. No, Sean Porter is going to give you the aggression, the tenaciousness, and he's going to come forward. He's going to give you that. But that doesn't mean he's going to knock you out. Lomachenko, he can break his opponents down, but guess what? He's not a one-quitter hitter. He's not a one-quitter hitter, man. And I think Nakatani was still damaged from the Tio fight. Lopez's resume is better. Let me see. Tio had a great 3-fight run. Now that's over and done with. I don't think it's over and done with. We got to see what he has with George Kambosos. Lopez's resume is better than all the young fighters in the world. Absolutely. He does have a better resume. He does, man. King Mitch, 22-year-old Tio, put Nakatani in the hospital. Nakatani washed up. Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, nobody knew Castano, just keeping it real. Nobody still don't know him, except he has a WBO title that you know, they'll give him credit for beating Patrick Teixeira. But really, are they truly giving him credit coming in this fight to face Mell Charlo? King Mitch, 21-year-old Tio, Nakatani in the hospital. Jojo Diaz is a good fight for Haney. I agree. He wasn't washed up when he beat Verdejo. Sorry ass though. Loma got that shit looking funny in the light, like I said. Hey, he took some punishment against Felix Verdejo. Regardless of what you want to say in the aftermath of what he's been accused for and what he's in jail for, that has nothing to do with boxing. Felix Verdejo gave his damn all and put his heart into it as much as he could, and he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough for Nakatani. But I do believe Nakatani, he took punishment. He was down twice, and that's what it is. He was damaged goods heading into that Lomachenko fight. Jojo, a good fighter. He's chasing Ryan Garcia. I don't know what this chasing Ryan Garcia deal is. I really don't. What are we chasing here? Bob Arum said, fuck all that. We getting a rematch. Yeah, he want that money. They're gonna put it on PPV. Porter said the Haney fight was a possible fix. Yeah. But why didn't he say the same for Ryan Sweetboy versus Luke Campbell? Ryan was fucked up and Luke ain't do shit. That's a good point. That's a damn good, solid analogy, because he did make it a point to somehow get personal with Haney and say the fight was fixed because Jorge Linares didn't do enough to try to close out Devin Haney. But yet, when it came down to Ryan Garcia, obviously getting off the canvas, and then Luke Campbell backing up to the ropes as if he saw a ghost, yeah, a lot of us could say the same shit. Like, why didn't Sean Porter come out and place interest in that fight? Solid point, man. Tio reaching prime years. Tio stopped Loma. Too big. I want to see that fight, though. I want to see that fight. Tio will be aggressive next time. Dylan White trying to go to Jamaica and get his groove back with Dean. Effing disgusting. Hey, man, when a man changes his last name to another man, nothing else needs to be said. Everything is answered. Every fucking thing. Everything. You changed your last name to a man that's not even your relative. Go check out the P files. That's all I can tell you. Just check out the P files. Ugh. That's a masterpiece, man. I give Tio that respect. He had a game plan and executed it. Tio was aggressive the first time. Tio almost secured a knockdown in the 12th round. The ref stopped the action for some reason. Hey, he stopped the action because they didn't want to see their lord, Vasil Lomachenko, on the canvas. Not like Linares when they put him on the canvas. I'm talking about they didn't want to see him on the canvas and he got to get that count. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want to see that happen to Lomachenko. We're talking about people who was trying to erase his one loss. They was trying to erase his one loss, man. And they didn't know what the fuck to do after the second time he lost. Ref said, hold up, no knockdowns. You ain't never lied. Hold up, stop, time. Hey, fix this tape. He ripped the motherfucking tape himself. Hey, fix this tape, no coaching. Fix this tape, no coaching. You good, Loma? He went there and look, the same thing Anthony Joshua did. Look at what Anthony Joshua did in the Joseph Parker fight. Anthony Joshua goddamn pretty much made his own timeout. He ripped the tape off his glove and shit and basically walked over to the damn corner. He's well known, Joshua, for doing some dumb shit to take a break because his cardio was fucked. He had that goddamn Conor McGregor lungs. You feel me? That's what he had. He had those Conor McGregor lungs. But it's been cool, man. Appreciate everyone pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stay on here too long tonight. And see, if I was Haney fan, I would be pushing for the Loma fight. I mean, when they come around to it, look, Team Haney, they're free agents now. And somehow, some way, they really don't have the key to the open door to get that Lomachenko fight. Because, you know, Bob Arum is interested in keeping it underneath the top ranked banner. So when it comes down to it, guess what? Which one is going to supersede the other? There's no questions. Lomachenko Tio, that's what is going to happen. That's where the money's at. That's how, you know, Bob believes he can get back some of the money he's lost. I'm just being honest. I don't think Haney them have that juice right now, even as free agents, to get a Ryan Garcia fight or to get a Lomachenko fight. That's why they're fighting Jojo Diaz. They're talking about fighting Jojo Diaz in October. I be in the building. What's good? Pete Davenport, salute my brother. How you feeling today, man? Salute to Pete in the building. Yes, sir. But hey, hold on for a second. Once again, man, I appreciate those of you that pulled up and talked this boxing. Oh man, it's a crazy little epidemic that's going on with boxing right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, shout out to Charlo. You know, people are going to be tuned in for his fight. But really, like I said before, who is Brian Castano fault? And is he considered a great fighter? Somebody mentioned earlier they didn't put Tank on the pound for pound list. Will they give Charlo that opportunity being undisputed at super welterweight? That's yet to be determined. You know what I'm saying? That's yet to be determined. We don't know. Everything good. Can't complain. Peace to the chat. For sure there, Pete. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Bob Arum would call Haney the best fighter in the world if he signs with Top Rank. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bob Arum, Haney would be in Bob Arum's good graces. And man, they would try to push him with some of the biggest fights. You know what I'm saying? Then he would probably potentially, I don't know. It's according if Lomachenko beats Teofimo in a rematch or if Teofimo defeats George Kambosos. You have a lot of heavy hitters that sign with Top Rank that's in the lightweight division. Some good names for Haney over there. But as a free agent, doesn't guarantee them a slot to share the ring with any of them. It doesn't guarantee Haney them that. My pound for pound is my best top 10 boxers in the world. Keemish facts. Castano gonna shock the boxing world, or Jamel is gonna be too much in the later rounds. Man, Castano can bang now. I'm not saying he's gonna shock the world. I'm not saying it's impossible because Tony Harrison proved that. He handed him his first loss. But we'll see how that goes down, man. Charlo should be the top 5 after he beats Castano. He should, man. I totally agree. He should. But, man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Continue to support the channel. You know, share the content, man. I ain't just saying this. Hit the like button and support the channel, man. I'm out.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait till you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London.